I am sure a lot of you have heard of Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth, the supplement that helps women maintain optimal hormone levels, with over 50,000 glowing reviews from women worldwide and 98% saying they'd recommend it to friends and family.
Now you can take those results even further by pairing it with the prebiotic collagen protein. It helps to relieve occasional bloating, gas, reduce sugar cravings, and help you feel satisfied longer, boost energy, and help stabilize mood swings.
And because your gut directly affects your hormones, improving your gut health can actually help your hormone harmony results so you can feel like yourself again.
Happy Mammoth is dedicated to making women's lives easier, and that means using only science-backed ingredients that can be proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows.
Right now, you can try prebiotic collagen protein in Hormone Harmony risk-free and get 15% off your entire first order with code BLAME at checkout.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Don't Blame Me, the podcast where we give you wonderful, amazing, life-changing advice that changes your life. Ooh.
Revolutionary.
Yeah. Just call us the war. No. What else is revolutionary? Revolutionary Road. Revolutionary. Only thing I know that has the word revolutionary is the war and the road.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the road is about the war.
Props.
I know nothing about the Revolutionary War.
I don't want to. I know enough. You haven't seen Hamilton. I'll break it all down for you.
No, I'm actually so good. Moving on. Yeah, huge Hamilton fan in the house, everybody. Big fan. Big fan.
There's a bastard orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman.
To me, it's like if I had a
spot.
Sudafed dream while I'm studying for like a history test, and I like go to sleep, and like suddenly Lin-Manuel Miranda's like in there like rapping facts about history in my head, and I'm just like, get out.
I love the album, and then I saw the play, and I said, "Oh, I just listened to the album."
So they are just doing the album.
Yeah, they're. This is the visuals.
Yeah, they're standing there in their coats and their frilly socks, and they're doing the album.
Yeah,
they're saying the lyrics.
Yeah, I love a musical, but I love a musical where we stop, say some words, and then sing.
Yeah. When I found out that that was just Hamilton, I was like, oh, okay. So the part of me that was like willing to like be like, you know what? Maybe I'm just being like a bitter, disgruntled kid who had a hard time with history. Like, maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm taking my own, maybe this is just as good as everybody says. I should give it a shot. And when I found out that that we just talked through song, I said, oh, I'm actually even farther out than I already was. Like, I cannot do that. I can't.
Yeah, me either. Did I finish it? I don't think I did. Because I didn't go to the actual play. I watched it when it came out on Disney Plus. Because I did try to get tickets, but
it was crazy.
It was hard. Mm-hmm. Even when it came here to I think they might still be here, but whenever they came here to LA, it was still hard to get tickets.
Yep. It was difficult. Happy for you, Hamilheads. Is that what they call themselves?
They're called. They have a name,
loyalists?
But it's not Hamilheads. But I don't remember. They even had a kid version too, because there's a kid version of the play, and the kids love it. Because there is a lot of cheating and sex.
Yeah, I was about to say. You know, guns, war, crime.
Well, the gun isn't really, it's just a bullet, really. And that bullet is played by Ariana DeBose. She's the bullet.
Does she like run across the stage like a bullet?
She goes like this. And then moves across the stage slowly. And then hits Lin-Manuel.
Everybody is so creative.
And the thing is that in the movie, they credit her, like they go through the credits, and then it says, and introducing, like this is her moment as the bullet. Yep.
See, I prefer things like Pitch Perfect.
Me too. But I love the music. I do love the music, but I need words with my music.
Yes.
I love Grease.
Yeah, she does. She loves Grease. She loves it. So happy for you all who love Hamilton. We all need things to love.
Mm-hmm.
And I love, and here, I'm not here to yuck your yums. I love Kyle XY.
He doesn't have a belly button. That's
Nope,
all I
and
know
that's-
about that show.
By the way, all you need to know is the entire motherfucking premise of the show. Why does this bitch not have a belly button? And in this essay, I will explain why. So, we're here to give you advice. I'm sure you can tell by that intro that that's exactly what the show is. We are going to be great at it, and we really are. So you have multiple ways that you can submit to get advice on the show. You could call, you could send us an email, you can send us a DM over on Instagram, you can fill out a form that we have listed in the show notes and on social media. For all of them, you have to be over 18. We do need to know how old you are. So tell us how old you are. And for the written versions, keep it under 300 words. And for the voicemail, or if you want to email us a voice memo, keep it under 3 minutes. You will get cut off. We cannot, not just by us. That's it. Beep, it's done. So for the phone number, you can call it 310-694-0976. And if you want to send us a written email or a voice memo in an email, if you're international, send it to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And it is all anonymous. So just do your best to give us all of the details. Remember, we are a third party. I wouldn't say we're necessarily unbiased, because we want to be on your side when you write in, when you call, but we also want to give you good advice. So we are a third party who doesn't know everything. Even if you listen to us in the car and you're like, I'm convinced, everything about the situation, we have to infer. And if you don't want us to infer, make sure you got enough info for us to see the cards we've got.
Right. Educate us. Let us be a scholar of your life.
Perfect.
All right. Shall we get into the first one?
Yes, for sure. This person is 33, she, her. How do you get comfortable doing things alone? Oh, I unexpectedly lost my husband in July, and he was truly my best friend. I am so sorry. I've never been the type of person who enjoyed doing things or going places alone. I would even wait for Target trips so we could go together. I'm an introvert with generalized anxiety, so I struggle with thinking people are judging me if I'm alone, and it's just more fun when someone else is with you, LOL. I have some friends from work, but no one that I'm close enough with to run errands or do things spontaneously. I'm extremely close to my mom and my sister, but they live an hour away from me. How do I get over the fears of doing things by myself and make it more fun? Love the pod, and just in case it helps, I'm a Virgo. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is so fresh. I don't know if this is bad advice, but this is so fresh. I don't think you need to enjoy doing things alone right now. I think you can ask coworkers and people who you have might not consider yourself to be that close with, or, take the drive, ask your sister to come visit you. I think you can, and I'm not saying that you're not doing this, but lean really heavily on those people, because this is so fresh. And sometimes my key thing is I don't love doing things alone for the first time. So sometimes even just going with, as a kid, when I would go to school, I would get really nervous. Before I would be at a new school, I would go the week before school started and just like walk around and like figure out where my classes were and all of that stuff because like I want to feel like mentally prepared. Or even like workout classes. Like I always do a first workout class with like a person that I know. So it's like, okay, we figure out, we know where to park. We know how to do all of these things together. And then I'm fine going alone afterwards. So I think like maybe starting with, and even going to places you haven't been to before, like starting at a brand new place. You've never been to this place before. And it's not like, oh, I'm doing these things alone that he and I used to do together. Like I'm doing something alone that like I've never done before. I've never done this one thing before. And it could be starting to go with a friend or, you know, just going early and starting the process of like gearing yourself up in the car. But I think that if you go into these things with like a mindset of like, I want to enjoy myself and have fun, like sometimes I'll put an AirPod in and like listen to or watch like a podcast. So it feels like I'm there with someone, or like FaceTime a friend or anything like that, where it can make those experiences feel like you are a little less alone, and specifically because you're wanting them to feel enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable doing things alone. And I think might be one of the easiest things to do alone is to go to a movie. And that might be something to ease you in, because a movie is dark. You don't have to, I know that you say you struggle with like people looking at you and judging you. I just want to say nobody's judging you. And I know that that is something that's internal that is difficult to understand, but nobody cares.
No one even notices.
Nobody notices. Yeah. And so I love going to the movies alone, especially because I love going to like 2 or 3 back to back as an all day experience. And I can just pop, like I love sitting down and planning like out, okay, I know this is going to end at this time and I can just pop over here at this time, blah, blah, blah. And I think because it's dark, there's no talking involved. It might be a good way to break you into doing that, because it will also, you can chill, and like once you get in the movie, you can relax and just all you have to do is pay attention to the movie, and that's it.
Well, that's a good point. Thinking about things that like you don't conversate while doing. So like going to like a bookstore or a library, like places that are like quiet, or museums, like things that are like you're supposed to be a bit more quiet. And in general, even though we don't notice people who are alone, I can understand if you're a little more hyper aware of like being like, oh, people are with groups, but like those are the places where like I see the most like people who are just solo. A lot of people who go to groups to places like museums, they like break off on their own and they do things alone.
Or if you want to, you could go to the museum and sign up for a tour, and then you'd be placed with other people, and then you could, get to know other people that way if you wanted to as well. They could be just your museum friend for that day.
Yeah. And I also think I think it's like great to want to enjoy doing these things alone. But I think also reaching out to people that you're like, well, I don't feel close enough as like to like, spontaneous errands trip or whatever. People want to show up for you. And like, I love an errand friend, like being like, hey, I got to go run a day of errands. And like, I think I was like that because like, that's like how I was raised, and like friends, family, it was like errands, and we would all hang out all day doing that. So I think like there's a sense of like community in just kind of like doing the mundane with people, and you might not feel that close to them now, but like that's something that can bring you closer. And there are other people who like to run their errands with other people too. So I think having a balance between like trying to do things that and finding things that you like genuinely and earnestly enjoy doing by yourself, like Melissa said with movies, like you might find you really like doing this specific activity, but knowing that like you don't have to do every activity by yourself. Like you don't have to do that. You can seek out that kind of community. And the same way that Melissa said with like signing up for like a tour for a museum, like other random things, like I was like looking into just like because of Reddit, and I was looking about stuff about different places we go to mine for sapphires, and everyone's like, oh, join a local like rock hounding group. Like there's these groups that you can join that are like hobby based, that people either like go and like they talk about these things together, or they meet together, or they go on big excursions and things together, and it's like a shared interest of like a bunch of like adults not getting paid to do it. Like it's just a hobby. And it doesn't always have to be like joining like a kickball league. Like there are a lot more like random niche things.
Yeah. I don't know where you live, but like LA has a ton of like there's a breakfast club where you can meet people for breakfast. There's dinner clubs. There's there's just a lot of clubs. So this could also be a way for you to meet other people if you can find those clubs that are in your area.
Yeah, and people who are even going through similar things or have gone through the same thing.
Reddit is a great resource.
Yeah, I feel like we recommend it all the time. People are like, how do you get on the good side of Reddit? It takes a while, but you
just have to find what your thing is. Once you find what your thing is and follow that, then Reddit will only put you on your pages.
Yeah, you should spend the first day that you make a Reddit account. You need to like literally search and go through every sort of niche hobby or thing you're interested in and like join every subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
And don't go to like the top or the news. No, don't swipe.
Just set it so it only is set to your page. I never see anything on Reddit that's not on my page. Yeah, you can also remove the recommendations too, which I did.
Yeah. But if anybody has any personal experience with like moving forward in life and like not liking being alone and having dealt with like grief with this, because that's not something we have personal experience with, please write in, and if you're comfortable, we could try and connect you with someone who might have gone through something similar. But yeah, sending you just so much love. This is really tough.
Yeah, sorry.
Really sorry.
All right, we're gonna take a break, and when we get back, we'll get into the next one.
This podcast you're listening to, it was once just a dream. A dream that became reality not by accident, but because someone decided not to let the what ifs keep them from creating something they believed in. Starting your own business is a dream lots of us share, but too many let it remain just a dream. Don't hold yourself back from creating what you believe in, and turn those what ifs into why nots with Shopify by your side. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if I can't design a website? Shopify's got you with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand's style. What if I need a hand? Get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. So turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
Breathe deep. Imagine your legs more limber in Duluth Trading Double Flex Denim. Envision euphorically squatting for that can of suds, bending for your toolbox in a state of bliss, plunging for your laser level on a whole new level. Relax and allow the flex to fill you with ability. Find your inner flex in Double Flex Denim only at Duluth Trading.
All right, we're back.
Hello. And time for the next.
My friend Graham, 31 they them, and I, 31 they them, dated for about a year and a half in college. We had bad communication and individual issues to work out, so we broke up about 8 years ago. It was a rough breakup that ended with us still having sex a few months afterwards until we officially went no contact. We really only directly interacted once because of work in like 2020, and it still wasn't great. I've done lots of work and am now in a much healthier relationship. Earlier this year, we reconnected at a friend's wedding and ended up becoming friends again. Everything has been totally fine, and it's been nice having my good friend back in my life after lots of space to become adults. They even got me into a fun sport that I love. The other day, they invited me to play with them and some friends. We all had a great time, became mutuals on Instagram, and talked about meeting up at an upcoming convention. This morning, Instagram suggested I follow my therapist, 28 she, her, because she is mutuals with the new friends and Graham. I then saw one of them posted about a gathering relatively recently that included both therapist and Graham in different pictures. My therapist previously mentioned that she also goes to this con, so now I'm worried she might go with this group, and this feels like it may be too close of a connection for comfort. Okay, so you didn't really ask for advice, but I get what you're inferring is that this is weird that your therapist is friends with your ex. And I'm also gathering you probably talked to your therapist about your ex.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, I'm like hung up on the fact that your therapist is 28. Like, do you maintain this friendship that, like, you know, already isn't necessarily the most like convenient, easy, like you were exes, but like you've kind of come through this, and it's like, okay, well, we managed to like get through this to like be friends now. So if we can tackle that, can we not tackle the fact that my therapist is a mutual friend? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say no.
No, because
so much.
It will make the therapy. I don't think you can be honest with honestly, at this point, you might still need to get a new therapist because now you know that your therapist is friends with them.
Well, and like to be like, if she is a good therapist, well, not even good. If she's like licensed, reputable, ethical, like yes. If she reports to a board, like she cannot be your therapist once you see her out of this and you're hanging out in a group setting friend-wise together. So do you like your therapist that you want to stay her being your therapist? Then it's like, okay, fully cut this out. And then, but I'm kind of with Melissa and I'm just kind of like, I would get a new therapist at this point too. But like,
she knows too much.
No, and you need to, it would be really difficult if you didn't disclose that to her the next time you saw her too. To being like, hey, so you just showed up on my suggested friend list. Because I guess we have some mutual friends and like I'm feeling off about that. And like I don't know that like I can put the cat back into the bag or whatever. So
yeah, because now you can't hang out. Anytime you hang out with them, you run the chance that your therapist is going to be there.
Yeah, and then she's like, I think she would say the most ethical thing to do would be like just to cease working together and her recommend you to somebody else, which is like really annoying and difficult. And like now I have like this new fear, like I never thought about. It's like, what if you just find out one day that like your therapist is like mutuals with someone and be like, well, fuck, like, yeah. Fuck. And might I suggest next time, maybe we get a little older. We get
but like, sometimes they may have been going through something where they needed somebody that was relatable.
Totally. Maybe
but
we do.
I also understand
farther away.
Yeah. This is this is not a situation that I have encountered before. This is a unique question that we've also had on this podcast of all the years that we've been doing it. So thank you for writing in. I do know that there's numerous therapists that listen to this show. So if you can write in with suggestions, can you please do it? Please send it a don't blame them.
Also, like, can you just picture being like, wow, like I'm such a bigger person, like friends with my ex, like I'm in a great relationship. Like this is like, look at the growth. Like look at like, I never thought I could be this person. Cause like, I'll be honest, like I don't think I could be that person to this day. Like you've done a lot of work. And then being like, and my reward for that is now I have to get a new motherfucking therapist and I can't be friends with these people.
Yeah. Oof. This is a great premise for a movie.
It really is. I'd be so annoyed.
Me too. I'm sorry. I am so, because you did everything right.
No, you were crushing it. Like, and I'm sure your therapist is like your therapist, good for you.
Yes, your therapist probably really helped you get to this point.
And encouraged you. And be like,
yeah.
You encouraged me to break back into your friend group, motherfucker? Yes. I was like, oh, shit. oops. And it's like, well, friend groups are so important. I rely on mine so much. I really think that, like, this could be so good for you. We're talking about the same people.
Your therapist doesn't know that she's putting you in this situation.
That's crazy. If I was a therapist, I probably would like make sure that like my office and like where I work is like 25 minutes from my house. Like I would be like, I don't want to have the same grocery store as like my client. You know what I mean? Like I want a little bit of a commute.
I think 25 minutes is not far enough.
Oh, no, not in LA. I'm talking about somewhere else.
Even in, like, if you're in a small town, you still have a very strong chance of knowing that person.
I live in New York City. I am practicing in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I am practicing in Boston. I am practicing in Philly. Something. It's just, I wonder how often, and therapists, how often has this happened to you? Like, have you ever had to deal with like oh shit? Because like, I know if you like see your therapist in public, the protocol is like, you don't say anything as the therapist. And then if the patient says something, you don't acknowledge where you know them from. You take the cues from them if they want to say anything. But I really don't know the protocol if you like accidentally therapize your client into joining your friend group unknowingly. And then imagine being like, well, because like your therapist probably knows like, oh yeah, I'm finally with like my ex and all of that. And then you have to be like, we're in the same group. And if I'd be like, off the record, so that's your ex?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, oh shit. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Glad you're not dating him. Like, it's just.
Or it's like, oh, he's such a good guy because your therapist has met him because your therapist has met them on the other side where they only know this version of them.
Yeah.
Like they did that to you in the past. It just puts everybody in an awkward position.
How did your therapist know them? Like, did your therapist like, because you know them from college, but like, especially the rest of the group, like, does your therapist like know them from their hometown? And like the therapist, like one of them like was like their camp crush. And I'm just like, your therapist becomes way too much of a regular human. And you become way too much of like not a patient or a client anymore.
I'm so sorry.
Me fucking the way that I would be, first of all, I would book a boxing class. I think you need to do that. I would be so I'd be annoyed to the point where I'm like, I need to like break something. Like I would be so frustrated because like I'm literally doing everything right. I'm doing so much self-healing and so much growth. And this is the fucking thanks I get. Wow. I guess this is like, I guess that's why we shouldn't be friends with our ex. Because what if our ex is in the same friend group as our therapist?
This is wild.
So fucking wild.
Well, again, therapists listening, please write in.
Please.
All right, we're going to take a break and we get back. We'll get into the next.
Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money. So he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
You don't technically need this car. You say that out loud to yourself. You say, I have no space. You say, I'm just looking. Then you click. Then you zoom in on photo number 87 and whisper, oh no. Then you text a friend, the one who always enables you. You say to yourself, this is the last one, knowing it is not. You don't need this car. But maybe, just maybe, this car needs you. Bring a trailer. It's never just a car.
So today we have an update, and it is our first live update in a while, in months.
Yeah, we did make them run all around where they were to get a better setup. So apologies, but please dive in to your original call and then give us the update.
All right. Yeah. So my original call was from the March 20th Don't Blame Me episode, When to Have the Talk. I was the titular call. So basically, I had been dating this guy for about, I think at that point, a month or a month and a half. And we were going on dates basically every week. He was acting like I was his girlfriend, and I am relatively inexperienced dating. So I was like, I don't know when to have the talk, what to say, how to have it, all of that good stuff. So now on to the update. That call was end of March, either end of March or beginning of April. We had the talk. I brought it up. And after we had already spent maybe 4 hours together having breakfast and then getting a drink, it was quite lovely. And then I was like, hey, let's define this. I was having a lot of anxiety when I wouldn't hear anything from him for a day or two. I was like, I don't know if he's ghosting or just not responding. So I was like, let's define this. His answer was, I don't think it's fair to you or to me as himself if I define it, because he was really, his future in the city where we live is really uncertain. He was not from this country and his visa was expiring by the end of the summer. So basically he was trying to find a job that would sponsor him before the end of the summer, and did not know if that would be in the city, in the state, or if he would ultimately have to leave the country, which I do really understand. I think that's totally fair and valid. But yeah, so that talk happened, and I said that, I might need to step back a little bit emotionally if we're not, setting anything in stone, just because I don't want to get myself confused and worked up. I thought that we were both on the same page with that. And then immediately as I was driving home from said date, he texted me trying to make plans for the next few days. And I was like, wait, what? I thought we both decided we're gonna cool it. And so that basically led to a week of drawn out conversation over text, trying to figure out where we were at. Basically one text sent per day. And we ended with, okay, let's just keep going as is, figure it out as we go. And at that point I decided this is really ridiculous, but I'm just gonna be messy and have fun, so I'll keep it going. And he was paying for all the dates and we went to nice places, so might as well. But yeah, then the next 4-ish weeks we kept on texting. Everything seemed normal. But we never saw each other in person after the conversation. And some of it was like I was gone over the weekends and he was gone for a little bit, but also he just was unavailable generally. And then mid-May or beginning of May, he just stopped responding mid-conversation. And of course, this conversation was us talking about how I found a dead bird on my front doorstep. And he asked like, oh, you know, who did you piss off? Like, who did you make mad to put a dead bird on your front doorstep? Which is funny.
Yeah, but it becomes weird when then that's the last thing you ever hear from him.
Right. So then after that, I haven't heard anything from him. At some point at the end of May, I found several more dead birds on my doorstep. And so I looked up what that meant and found a WikiHow article where one of the things that it could mean is the end of a relationship. So I, being hilarious, took a screenshot, sent it to him, said, you know, you could have just said you wanted to end it. You didn't need to send dead birds to my front door.
This makes me think that there is a need for, instead of WikiHow, WitchyHow. Like, what's a witchy explanation of the thing I'm going through in my life right now? I would utilize that all the time.
Yeah.
They might keep it secret, though.
Yeah.
Within the coven.
It's fair. I can join. I'm very witchy. I know I've got witch in me.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
So that's at the end of May. And haven't heard from him, haven't seen him since. But I still can't get him out of my head, which is really annoying and frustrating since now it's basically been the same amount of time, if not more, that I have not spoken to him than the 2.5 months that we dated. And normally I'm really good at hating men. And that's how I've gotten over past situationships or ex-boyfriends. I decide that I hate them and I can come up with a lot of reasons why I should hate them. And then I get over it pretty easily. But I have not been able to do that here. Not for lack of flaws that he has.
Yeah.
But I just can't get over it. And I think part of it is the unknown. I don't know if he even still lives in this city.
When was his visa up?
I don't want to be dark, but could this be an ICE situation?
Yeah, did he get deported?
I think unlikely.
Did he ever tweet anything or post anything talking about
political ever?
No.
Not
Okay.
political.
He on our first date, because I'm pretty
well, you listen to our
politically
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But on our first date, he said something. I was yapping about politics, and he said something about not really wanting to talk about politics, and also he wouldn't outwardly say anything because he's an immigrant.
Yeah. And also I know people that they have had their phones confiscated and gone through because they've texted something and they've been detained.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he in tech or was he in finance?
Yeah, I think more on the tech side.
Okay.
I don't know. He explained his job to me several times and I just sort of blacked out.
And did he move here just for the previous job on that work visa, or did he do a college visa, then get a job out here?
Yeah, he had a student visa and then got a job. And the only reason I know or have an idea of when his visa would have actually expired is because one of my friends who's an international student guessed based off of what she knows of when the like student visa extension would have ended for him.
Does he have social media?
No, not really.
So you wouldn't
not
be
that
able
he's updated
to find. Did he update it before though?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like we checked his LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I don't think my roommate checked it, and she said he hadn't posted anything since I think either in college or graduating college, which would have been 2 to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't seem that concerned of like, you know, he told you that he wasn't, but you know what I mean? Like he was essentially like waiting, didn't know if he was going to go back. He could have like gone back on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe out of fear. That
yeah, so I'm saying like a self-deportation, like something like that. Which this makes perfect sense why you're like, usually I'm like very fine hating men, but I'm having a hard time getting over this because it's like, well, I don't actually like know if I'm mad at you or if I'm worried about you or like if this is like, could you have sent me, do you know what I mean? Like, is it like, could you have sent me a text? Could you not have sent me a text? And like, so this makes total sense why you still feel hung up on this because like I feel the same. Like I'm having a hard time hating him because I don't have enough information about what happened to hate him. But like in the universe where he just ghosts you, I hate him. In the universe where he gets deported and is like, fuck, I wish I could have sent her a message.
Or
it's
just
like, well,
detained, period.
Shit, yeah, exactly. Or even like because then if he's
self-deported, he might have done it like something might have happened where he just needed to get out.
So like, I think if he's self-deported, like it, depending on his situation, I think if he, you know, had support and this was not, there's like a lot of people, who self-deport and it's not, you know, they're going back to families that have a lot of money. It's, you know, it is what it is. So in that case, I'm like, okay, definitely probably should have shot you a text to be like, hey, didn't get that job back here. And if he did get a job and just ghosted you, I'm like, what the fuck? If he got detained, that's like awful and so shitty. And obviously he couldn't reach out to you and message you. What is the outcome that you want it to be? Like of all of those options, like what do you hope happened?
I mean, like in the like human sense, like I hope he didn't have to.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I should have given that as an option.
I hope he just ghosted.
I'm just saying that like what is the one that like, is it easier for you because like, do you want to hate him in the fact that like he ghosted me and like fuck this guy, or do you want this to be like a reframing this as like you met a guy on vacation and you had this like fun couple month fling, but it was never going to work out because like, not to get like, oh, we are from different worlds, but like imagining as if you weren't where you live. Like imagining if you were somewhere else and like looking back on this of being like, oh yeah, or like it's like a camp crush, something that like was never going to go anywhere. It was never going to work out like that. Like what reality would you rather live in?
I think like one, I would definitely be more concerned about the possibility that he left against his will if he seemed more concerned. Like he really did not seem like he was more concerned about wanting to transition careers than like making sure that, you know, he was okay.
So he would have self-deported then. So like, yeah, if he's like not concerned, that was probably always an option for him.
Right. But I think like, because I know that he, like, in theory, there was an end date, that like a very real end date, even if we weren't, you know, living in the times that we are now, like there always was going to be an end date for him specifically. So the fact that like that. He didn't really communicate much on his end in terms of that. I'm like, I think even if I could frame it as like a vacation romance,
it's that you didn't know it was going to end at that time.
Right.
When did he tell you? Did you know he was on a like work visa on your like first time you met?
Yeah. But I didn't know how long it was going to last. I didn't know like any of the timing with that or how secure it was. Like, I didn't know if his job sponsored him or if it was like an outside visa.
And if you're dating someone who's living there, you just kind of assume like if you're leaving soon, I would assume that you're not going out on dates with people and doing, you know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly. And it's a very transient city as is. Like, the city basically turns over every like 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't necessarily it would not surprise me if people I dated like left, within the year, but I would expect someone to like tell me that or approach, if they're entering a relationship, approach it from like a more casual standpoint. I do think like the thing that really just like haunts me almost, but it like really sticks in the back of my head is every time I go out, I do not know if I'm going to run into him. And there's like a possibility that he's there because, we liked going to the same places, or like every time I see his car driving around, I don't know if it's going to be him. So I don't know. I feel like I'm getting closer to the point where I can hate him, but yeah, it's also the unknown of like, if I do see him, what then?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's tough. I will say the only good thing for me, when I saw a guy that ghosted me when I was like 15, 16, who like I was dating, who I like was obsessed with, and he ghosted me. I didn't see him again until I was about 21 or 20 or something, and then he tried to pick me up at a bar and hit on me and didn't recognize me, and I was like, see, that's exactly the thing you want, but then you have to leave that town and not come back until you go to your like the high school near you's like Thanksgiving bar. So like that's like a lot of work for you to do to like get that kind of situation.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Claptrap here. 2 big things are coming this fall. Borderlands 4 and Spotify Wrapped. So stop listening to that one playlist that reminds you of your ex who only made you cry. Talking about you, Veronica. And pre-order Borderlands 4, coming out September 12th.
Rated mature.
What if buying a new appliance felt like a win for your home and your wallet? Save up to 50%, plus up to an extra $600 on select major appliances at the Best Buy Appliances Labor Day sale. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
On the thing of being afraid of running into somebody, that's kind of a lot of exes. Like, it's like, once I know that you haven't dated that much, but that kind of becomes a fear that you have, that you could run into an ex. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, there's nothing for me to be blamed at. If he ghosted me, like, am I like willing to go up to him and say something like, hey, what happened? I've been worried about you. You could have just said cat, dog, or something. or is it where you just like see him and ignore him? And I think that's something just to having your mind about, if you were to see him, what would I do?
Yeah.
Right.
And you could do it like he could come up to you and you could be like, I'm sorry, I have no idea who you are. And like you can ghost him to his face and be like, I can't see you. Like, you're invisible. Like, where are you? Can't see anything. Where's that voice coming from? Like, you can like really like, you can fantasize about the different, as opposed to dreading it, just being like, you know, when you have like, you want to have like an argument and you like practice what you're going to say in the shower, like you can like come up with some like really cutting ways that if you see him, how to go about it, or you could be mature about it, or, you know, whatever. But I was not, how old is he?
He's 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
25. I'm 24.
Okay.
Yeah. So for context, I'm in grad school. I moved across the country. So other than like the people that I'm in school with, the people that I've met, I do not know anyone in the city. There should not be any like exes or ghosts to haunt me that I might run into. I have had a very vivid dream of me running into him at a bar, at like a specific bar, and just yelling at him until I can't remember at the end of the dream if he cried or just like exploded into confetti type situation.
I like both of those.
Yeah. So I definitely have thought about, if I do run into him, either bitching at him or just being like, oh, wait, who are you? I have no idea who you could possibly be.
Yeah. Did you meet him on a dating app? Remind me.
Yes.
Has anyone seen him on a dating app? None of your, like anyone you know?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of. And I have checked his profile to see if he's changed anything.
That's fair. This is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been one of the like more frustrating things has been that like I basically this whole summer I've been preparing for the exam that lets me continue on with my graduate program. So like, surely I should be focusing on that.
Well,
surely I should be stressing about that.
You're just a human.
And it's just been taking up my brain power when it really shouldn't. This situation has.
His phone is still connected. Have you called his phone from like a blocked number?
I haven't, but
that's a first step.
The text went through. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a friend.
Yeah, like you can just do *67 and that'll block your number. Have you been to where he lived, like his apartment?
Yes, I did. But he also moved, like his lease ended like I think maybe in April. So he said that he was moving. Yeah, because I think it was after the last time I'd seen him. But
I'm starting to think this man might be a pathological liar.
Or married.
Or married. I know. That's why I asked how old. Does he look 25?
Yes.
Okay.
But like,
and I've seen graduation announcements.
Okay.
So I know when he graduated college.
But like, as far as him moving in April, but he would need to have a job by May. Was that the thing?
By July. I think is our estimate. But if he had moved post-grad and moved here in like May and then had 2 years of leases, his lease would end in like end of April or May. So he was saying, I think he got either he was subletting from someone or maybe he found someone who could sublet his apartment if he had to leave.
These are all like very real threats of like things that like happen.
Right.
But all of these things happening like all kind of around the same time. Like the timeline is just but subletting does make a little more sense because I'm like, he's not going to be able to sign a lease if he does not have a job and he has a visa that's expiring within the calendar year. Right. Like they're just not going to like let him rent an apartment.
He did have a job. It just like they couldn't sponsor him
his
after his visa ended. So he was still like employed, getting paid through whenever it ended.
It is kind of all of these things that he also doesn't have social media, like all of this stuff. It's feeling a little, also a wee bit fishy in the sense that like he's not concerned with anything.
Him being an immigrant, though, like I understand the social media.
But I'm just saying that like it's the fact that like all of this makes total sense for he is a pathological liar and ghosted you, or he was picked up by ICE and he is being detained and like all that. The only like thing that I'm hung up on,
just a man that sucks.
Yeah, is only thing I'm hung up on is that he was like so deeply not concerned about this.
But there's so many people that have been not concerned but have gotten picked up.
Or even I mean even in the sense of like I got to move, new apartment, like that's stressful. Like you're finding out before other people. Melissa's moving, like that. Like it is something that like is. But again, like you're right. He could just be a man, and like sometimes like men just like they don't worry about things and they just like do it and they do it badly and whatever. But like,
yeah, I think he was like stressed on some level, but he was like, I don't want to talk about it. But he wasn't stressed, at least like comparing it to my other friends who are, you know, international and had to travel for work. Like they were really stressed about whether or not they should leave and could they get back in the country.
Yeah.
But he was not, and maybe it's just that he didn't want to talk to me about it, which fair.
Yeah.
And I felt like it definitely was a lot pretty quickly, but it felt more like, oh, we just clicked versus someone like trying to put pressure on it, which I do realize me saying is like pretty naive. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely recognize like it was, I should have put my foot down more in terms of what I was comfortable with, like before, I guess, just like getting emotionally invested, which is something that I have been known to do. Like I'm just sort of oh, like let someone else set the pace and then I get really invested and they're like, well, what the fuck? Like I don't feel the same way.
That's natural.
And also to be fair, I am broke. I'm a broke grad student. Like,
I was like, not to stereotype, you are a grad student. I'm like, you know, I know a lot. There's, you know, it's expensive. Have you been going on dates with anyone else now?
No. So that's part of the problem is now I'm like, you know, looking at, you know, men on dating apps and I'm like, ugh, these conversations are like so like bleh compared to like not even that we necessarily like when we were like first talking that it was like, oh my God, like instant connection. We got like really deep, really fast. It's just like no one that I've like met yet, either in person or online, has really like matched, I guess, mostly like my like humor and stuff like that. I'm like, you're like, this conversation's just boring.
Yeah. Is your profile funny?
Yes, okay. I think so.
No, I believe you. I believe you. If you say it's funny and you intentionally made it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to go on some dates. I think you need to not be crass, whatever physically you're comfortable doing. I think you at least need to make out with somebody. Like, I think you need, even if it's like making out with someone like at a bar, like not someone you're interested in from like a date, just like something again where you can feel that feeling, which I'm assuming you felt with him describing about how you are not feeling with these other people that you've been going out with, where you need to feel like you are so cool and hot and funny because like someone's they're getting your jokes. Like you need to get back to that feeling. Cause I do think sometimes when we miss relationships or miss things with people, it's like, not to be selfish, but like we also kind of miss the version of ourselves with them or how they made us feel. And so I think you need to feel really fun and cool and hot and funny. And that can be like making out with a stranger at a bar That can be, you know, doing anything but like getting yourself back out there. So you're not comparing every date to him. You can compare it to the last date of being like, well, that guy was a dud. This guy's not as bad as that guy. Let's keep going until we find one that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I do think it might be a flaw of mine that I've like overcorrected a little bit too much. I do think that I'm the funniest person that I know, and I do think that I'm funnier than pretty much anyone that I will ever meet. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a blow to my confidence, but I do think that on some level I'm like, oh, I need to like, I need someone else to recognize how much of a gem I am.
Yeah, I need you to keep up.
I need someone else who will keep up and also appreciate that, like, I'm a joy to have around.
Yeah. Don't date a comedian.
Oh, I won't.
I would probably like go do a drive-by at the last place he like lived, and see if he's still there just by asking I don't know what kind of building it is or whatever, if you see his car, something like that. But if that's not a worry of yours or like something you think is realistic, then I think we just make a giant list of all the reasons why you hate him and hate him. But damn, what an update.
Yeah, it's been a wild couple of months.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I hope he's good. I hope he's just a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing is on some level I'm like, damn, I wish he didn't suck, but in this situation, I hope that's the outcome. I hope it is just that he sucks.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for giving us an update and, you know, breaking our live update cherry again. That hymen had grown back. We were a little rusty. So thank you for bearing with us and taking the time to give us this.
Of course.
Yay.
I will absolutely give an update if and when I go on more dates.
Yeah.
Please do. Can't wait to hear about it. Wow. This feels like an episode of firsts. That was like a lot of like not what expected in the update. There were dead birds.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that. Really didn't love that one. And yeah, we hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please call in, write in for an upcoming episode. We would love to give you some advice. And if you are a caller from a previous episode, hopefully this update inspired you to be like, hey, I should finally give them an update. And it doesn't have to be a live one. You can also just like write in with an update if you're like, oh, I do not have the time. But if you like want to hop on a video chat with us and be like, hey, we will. And we're really nice. You can ask other people who've given updates. We're not trying to catch you in anything. And yeah, we hope you all enjoyed and stay tuned for the rest of our episodes that come out next week, essentially. Well, and tomorrow. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
Okay, so you want to tell him, or you want me to tell him?
No. I got this. People out there.
Yeah.
People, lean in. Get close. Listen, here's the deal.
We got big news.
We got monumental news. We got snacktacular news.
Yeah, after a brief hiatus, my good friend Michael Ian Black and I are coming back.
My good friend Tom Cavanaugh and I are coming back to do what we do best.
What we were put on this earth to do.
To pick a snack.
To eat a snack.
And to rate a snack.
Scientifically.
Emotionally.
Spiritually.
Mates is back.
Mike and Tom Eat Snacks is back.
A podcast for anyone with a mouth.
With a mouth. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Brandy Basanti. For the last 15 years, I've starred on one of the most successful reality shows of all time, Storage Wars. On my new show, The Real Reality, my guest and I will reveal the real story of what it's like navigating fame and notoriety. Because it's my show, I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. No filters, no rules, no network executives. And I believe that's what the world wants. Raw, real, authentic, and I'm gonna fucking give it to you. Though success is great, being in the public eye can come at a cost. Oftentimes, what you see on camera is not the real reality. On each episode of my show, we'll sit down with a different notable individual from the world of TV, film, sports, or internet fame. We will explore their unique story, what really happened on and off camera, how becoming famous has truly impacted their lives, and what their vision is for their future. In a world obsessed with celebrity, followers, and subscribers, the true story is often lost or even buried. This show will reveal what really happened. This show will reveal what people really felt. This show will reveal what fame is really like. This is The Real Reality. Subscribe now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Does music really have the power to heal? How can you instantly be more persuasive? What would the world be like if there were no bugs? These are the kind of topics we explore in every episode of my podcast called Something You Should Know. My name is Mike Carruthers, and what we do on Something You Should Know is we find leading experts and curate topics that will impact your life, satisfy your curiosity, or simply fascinate you. Maybe all of the above. Out of all the millions of podcasts in the universe, Something You Should Know is usually ranked in the top 200 of all podcasts on Apple. A lot of people like Something You Should Know, and I'm willing to bet you will too. We deliver 3 episodes a week and have a catalog of over 1,000 shows for you to listen to. Give a listen to Something You Should Know, wherever you get your podcasts.